morning, Sister Kate here. Once again, heading out. See, this is how life is. Certain things, if you structure your day this way, you do them every day. It's called a schedule. So here I am on my way to take care of the animals again. And today's video is about hot. And I'm not talking about how good I look or how popular I am, and I'm not. That's funny. But temperature hot. It's going to be 100 degrees today. And when you live at 100 degree temps, the modern way of dealing with it is to have your air conditioner on, and you're actually living in about 72 degrees. Nothing wrong with that. Modern technology makes that possible, makes life more comfortable, and for some people it's not even comfort, it's a life changer. People with asthma, people with lung conditions where hot, humid air will fill their lungs up and they can't breathe. To people who have heat issues, if you have already suffered a heat stroke or heat sickness, then your air conditioning is going to make a difference really in your life. Now, if you're not one of those people, like me, and you've chosen to live off-grid, there are ways to have air conditioning, and there's nothing shameful or wrong about that. If you have enough solar and you have enough batteries and you find a air conditioner that doesn't draw too much power, there's nothing wrong with having air conditioning. And if you have some electricity, fans are another way to deal with heat, because fans cause air to go across your skin and your sweat evaporates, and that causes a chilling effect. And so there's nothing wrong with that, nothing to be ashamed of that. And Pastor and I have some battery operated fans that we use, certainly not all day long because that would be wasting that power and batteries are expensive, but at key points during the day when we come inside and we're really hot, we'll use it for a few minutes to cool us down. We use them at night so that we can sleep comfortably, and then the rest of the time you got to use your brains. You got to be smart about doing the things you're going to do. Only mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the noonday sun. So I'm not a mad dog and I'm not an Englishman. I'm an American woman, and so I try to avoid the noonday sun. And the reason they say that is because that's when it's at its highest point and it's concentrated. And I wouldn't say that's the hottest temp time. Hottest temp time is around 2 to 4 p.m. But I fit it all in there. Between noon and about 4, I try to be out of the sun. And there's many ways around here to do that. I could be down at my creek. I could just be in the woods, because trees make a 15-degree difference. I don't know if any of you knew that. I'm sure you did. But when you get under a tree, it's 15 degrees cooler than out in the sun. So we tend to go back in our house just because there's things like water in there and so forth, and phones and computers and things. But when it's really hot, we take our siesta. And when you're in hot countries like Mexico and Italy and places like that, they have midday siestas for a reason, because it's just ridiculous to try to be out in that heat and the hot sun. You notice lately, instead of wearing a bandana, although I do still wear bandanas, I wear a hat. And it's not just any hat, it's a straw hat. It's not woven too tight, you can see through it. And up here it's got a band of very not tight, open weaving. That's to let heat out. It creates its own little shade, so it's, cooler under the hat than outside of it. It also keeps the sunlight off my face. I'm not trying to get a tan out here, even though I can't help it. I protect my skin. I wear sunscreen every day. And then around my neck, I have a very modern and new product. Other people use bandanas with ice frozen into them, or cloths that you can put ice in the neck, which is a good technique, because in the heat, you don't want to be dehydrated. That's because you need to be sweating. Sweating and the sweat evaporating off of you is your body's heat defense mechanism. So you don't want to starve that when you're trying to keep cool. You want to make sure you have a lot of fluid in you. But fluid is not the only thing. at temperatures higher than your body temperature, you're basically cooking, right? You're being cooked. So you want to keep your body temperature 98.6, not it going up to 102, because your body, doesn't, you're starting to get into like the red zone on your car engine. Your body does not do well at hotter temperatures than your normal temp. So another thing is to keep yourself cool. Well, these new things that are coming out, we saw one at the Lowe's, and we saw one at Harbor Freight. It's a cooling towel, and the claim on the towel is it's got some kind of technology in it that allows it to cool. And the one related it to a radiator. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know if it just has cells in it that hold the water and they slowly let the water evaporate or what. But it does have a cooling effect. We've tried them out. I've tried out 2 different brands. The one at Lowe's was more expensive, and it was a little head thing. And then this one was like $6.99 at Harbor Freight, and it's just a towel. And it does work to a certain extent. Now, it's not a be-all and end-all, but you like, not resupply it, but you recharge it. You get it wet, and you wring it out, and you snap it a couple of times, and each time you do that, it kind of goes back to a cooler temperature. I'm not saying it never gets hot, because as it dries out, it does get hotter. Just like any bandana would, it's going to heat up to your body temperature, but this thing stays cool a lot longer, and so I do recommend them. The other thing is, everyone in the world now carries around water bottles and keeps hydrated, and that's important. But it's also get your body temperature cool. So if you are out in stuff like this and you start feeling a little woozy, or your ears are, you can hear your heartbeat in your ears and you're feeling a little dizzy or something, you need to get your core temperature down. So ice, cool drinks, getting you somewhere where like a sprinkler on you and a breeze on you is really important. So dealing with the heat, it's stuff and your actions. Hat, cooling towel, water, also keeping out of the sun and getting in shade in somewhere that it can be cooler makes the difference. So you can do it. Now, have you? Or are you sitting there on your computer drinking your iced soda listening to another Sister Kate video? Get out there and try it yourself, because if you think the end of the world is coming, or if you think it's possible that things are going to get worse than they are now, then you need to be able to do these things yourself, not just watch me do them. All right. Bless you. Have a good day. Shalom.